Let's talk about something. We were talking about skateboarding a little bit and kind of getting older.
Yeah.
It kind of works actually, because that's what I wanted to talk about Tony Hawk for. So Tony Hawk said the last one I'll ever do. Tony Hawk retires the Ollie 540, and it was kind of a heart wrenching video. Like I've actually got it right here.
Oh, good.
And I'm gonna play it. Let me see if turn the volume up a little bit. So it says here, in 1989, I started trying Ollie 540s as a joke, since it seemed there was no way to keep a skateboard on your feet throughout 1.5 spins in the air. But at some point, I started scooping the tail with my back toe, which kept my feet in place for most of the spin. While Stacy Peralta came to shoot my segment for Ban This, I decided to finally make one.
Wow.
And then there, I think he's landing it right there. And there he lands it. So, but that was the progression of him landing it. All right, so now, I think that's the end of that video. So now, here's him, 2011. That's 32 years later. Here's him attempting the trick. Falling. And then I guess he tries a couple more times.
Oh, man, look at him.
Watch this one fall, too.
That guy's amazing.
It's brutal. It could have been worse.
I broke everything.
I broke everything.
I think he said he's been knocked unconscious like at least 3 times.
Yeah, he's broken fingers. I'm sure he's fallen to flat, and he was talking about how like falling to flat is just, look how high that's high. That's like 12 feet right there.
Falling to flat's where you miss the rounded part. You just hit.
Yeah,
the
you
flat.
don't come back in. You just go to flat, and it is brutal. And then here's him finally landing it. It's just a really beautiful moment here, because this dude is a legend.
Dude, it makes it seem so seamless. When it works, it works.
I got a little emotional here.
This is it? This is the last one?
That was it. He just landed it.
This is like recent?
Kind of sad.
Oh, that was from 2011.
This is yesterday.
Oh, awesome. Dude, he's the man.
Dude,
But look at this. He's crying.
I'm
it's
I'm
like-
a little sad.
He's a little sad.
And he's just told himself, this is it. I'm going to do it one last time. And
Yeah, the last time.
I'll ever do.
get that Regenikine,
And
baby.
well, I mean, it doesn't matter. At one point, you have to recognize. I mean, that kind of a move too. That I mean, even the 3-foot ramp downstairs, the 4-foot, and then it goes up to 6 feet. Like that 6-foot ramp scares me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, I haven't been doing ramps, most of my skating career.
Right,
Most of my
mostly
skating
downhill.
career was not even flat ground longboarding, and that's where I started. And then I got into downhill, and then I got into like regular skateboarding, like he does. But it's like it's really, I just want to not about skateboarding, about Tony Hawk and the legend status that he's got, and seeing someone that, for me as a skateboarder, looking at Tony Hawk and being like, that's one of the greatest ones. He may not be the greatest skater, because there's other incredible skaters, because skating itself has come a long way, and younger generations have come and started skating and doing insane tricks and like pushing the game and pushing it further and further and further. Like someone just landed a 1080. I don't remember who it was, but it's like, it's insane. Granted, he was holding the board. It wasn't like he was free floating like a 540 ollie like Tony just did, but it's people are pushing the limit. But here, let me just read this about it. Skateboarding legend Tony Hawk is skating off into the sunset of his career, or at least some of his moves are. The 52, 10 years old.
Great for 52.
I know, he really does, right? 52-year-old pro has begun doing tricks for the last time and just retired one of his famous moves. In the video posted to his Instagram on Thursday, the one I just played for you guys, he performed his signature Ollie 540 for the last time. And this is a quote from him. Well, this is actually what I think I already read it, but in 1989, I started trying Ollies 540s as a joke, since it seemed there was no way to keep the board under your feet for the spins. But at some point, I started scooping the tail with my back toe, which kept my feet in place for most of the spin. So today I decided to do it one more time and never again. The iconic Shredder decided to retire the trick, which he has been perfecting for decades after numerous wipeouts began physically taking a toll on him. My willingness to slam unexpectedly into the flat bottom has waned greatly over the last decade. Makes sense. After completing his final ollie 540 in the video, after multiple attempts, he falls to his knees crying. It's kind of sad. I'm like a little sad. That's definitely was the last one I'll ever do, Hawk says before breaking into tears. F it. Happy I made it, he tells others in the video, pacing the halfpipe. Thanks, guys, for hanging in there with me. The emotional moment in which Hawk humbly performs a feat of human ability is being auctioned as a non-fungible coin, NFT. The current hottest crypto craze. Proceeds from the sale of the intangible blockchain-based ownership representation token will be donated to a yet specified charity, CoinDesk reported. In January, Hawk shared a video of himself landing a 720. I recently made a 720, and it was a battle. The last one I made before this was over 3 years ago. It's much harder now, all things considered. Recently dislocated fingers hinder my grab. My spin is slower, so I need to go higher for a full rotation. And I'm really old, he captioned in the video. But he's getting old. You know much about NFTs?
Non-fungible tokens
Yeah.
are, that means that they're not saleable, basically. A fungible token is one that you can sell.
Okay.
The SEC has said you can sell it.
Yeah.
So the non-fungible ones, like the Mines token, I think it's still in a class of non-fungible tokens, which, by the way, you can get on Uniswap now. They're up to like $1 each.
Okay.
Are just for trade. Although now that you can buy it and trade it, maybe it's not non-fungible anymore.
Right.
I don't
right.
know much about this NFT craze. Elon's been talking about
it's a big hit right now. It's like digital ownership, I believe.
Yeah.
You know, of some sort of digital artwork.
So like
music.
that video, he's going to sell the video
I guess so.
attached to a non-fungible token.
Yeah.
And that's like one, I really, this is where I don't know if it's like one token that someone gets.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Or if it's like a bunch of tokens that each person, everyone that has at least one of those tokens has that art.
Or like one Bitcoin, you don't have to own one, you can own 0.2% of a Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is, I mean, I don't own a full Bitcoin, but I own a percentage of a Bitcoin, you know, so it's like I don't own, you know, but I'm still part ownership of it. So can you be part ownership of one NFT? I'm not really sure about it.
Probably.
But it is interesting. But yeah, it's cool. So shout out to Tony Hawk. You've inspired me to keep pushing in my aging life. And
Did you look up to him a lot growing up?
No, I wasn't a skater until my late 20s. I started skating when I was 26.
Right.
And I latched onto it very quickly. And because it was part of my lifestyle, I was living in New York. And in New York, you either take the subway or you take a cab or you ride a bike or whatever. And for me, I got a longboard. And suddenly I was doing like 10, 15, 20 miles a day.
Oh, nice.
And I would skate everywhere. And I met others that would skate everywhere. And then we started skating everywhere together. And it became kind of this... they called it push culture, and it was a really cool. I had friends that started businesses, and then I started riding for a company called Bustin' Boards, which was based in New York, and it was all about push culture, and it was just really cool. It was a really good era in my life, actually, as far as skating.
They call it push culture because you're pushing?
Yeah,
Cool.
kick, push, coast. It's a good song, actually. It's now going to be in my head, but yeah, it was a really cool way. But because it was my lifestyle, I just got so into skating because I was always on a board all the time. Like I wouldn't go a day without being on a skateboard. So it became second nature to just do a trick. I saw someone else doing a trick and I was like, I could do that. And then I did it. And then I would, add something else to the trick, which I had a lot of competitive friends that were also really good skating, and we kind of worked off each other and became really good together. And it was a really cool time. I had a really good skate group. And then, one thing led to another. So once I got really into skate, I always knew who Tony Hawk was, and I always was a gamer. So I played Tony Hawk 1 when it came out, like a long time ago. I don't remember when that game, 20 years ago? Jeez, I don't even know how long it's been. But
something like that.
It was a great game. I got the remaster. I haven't even really played it, but
I watched him play it a little bit.
yeah, it's
like an arcade version of Skate.
It's hard to play that when you've played Skate. 'Cause
Yeah, I like Skate a
Yeah,
lot.
Skate 3 is an incredible game, and